All right. So our closet is watermelons Philip to India during 4th century AD. Right. Here, if we see that to is a preposition which most primarily, in most of the cases, we use when we have to tell the connection of something with something. Right. When something is introduced to something or someplace. Right, at those time, like these are the some specific times we use to preposition. So here basically we have to tell that watermelons have introduced to India in 4th century AD, right? This is the basic concept of this. If we see the option, so for first blank these are the options available and we need to figure it out that what is the correct option. Okay, so watermelons arrived to India during 4th century AD. See, arrive is not the most appropriate answer because arrive is useful without any direct object. But here we have a direct object, that is watermelon, right? We are directly telling that watermelon comes to India or introduced to India, right? So arrive is not fitted here. So we will eliminate it. Came to India. It can be our answer. So just mark it. Let's move on to next. Grown to India during 4th century. Grown and went both are totally inappropriate verbs here because we need to introduce something that watermelons came to India, right? To India because we are introducing. So that's why. See why I'm emphasizing this again and again so that you have the actual idea and your concepts are parallelly clear, right? That's why I'm emphasizing and highlighting again and again that what's the reason we are not using other options as the answer. Okay, so option number B will be the correct because we have to introduce watermelon. So came is the best appropriate verb here to be used. Moving forward, in the this is Sushruta Samhita, it is mentioned that watermelons were grown fill up the banks of the river Indus. Okay, so in Sushruta Samhita, it is mentioned that watermelons were grown. Now, for filling up second blank, we need to use these options, right? So, were grown with the banks of the river Indus, in, along, or into. So, among these four, along is the best appropriate preposition to use because along clearly describes that something is being present or something is being grown beside the bank of the river, right? So along is the best fitted preposition here. With, in, and into are not well fitted in the context of this statement or this sentence. Okay, now it was Philip to China during the 10th or 11th century. So it was to China during. So what are the options available? It was bring to China during that century, or then it was given, took, or taken. So bring we will not use because the statement or the sentence is in passive voice, and in passive we use third form of the verb, right? So bring is not appropriate or bring is not grammatically correct. If we see given, so given is not well fitted in the context of this. It was given to China during the 10th or 11th century. No, we are talking about watermelons familiarity or watermelons popularity in India. Why China? Right. So China is, sorry, given is not also correct in the context of this. Took again because we have the passive statement and took is the second form of the verb. So it will not be the answer. Taken is the correct form. And if we see here that it was taken to China during the 10th or 11th century. So taken is the verb that is clearly describing the transportation of that watermelon in that particular century, right? I hope it is clear to you. Moving forward, wild watermelons are then cultivated ones. So here we are basically comparing two types of watermelon that are wild, or we can say that are natural watermelons, then cultivated ones. Cultivated ones means that we have to farm for, right? We have to farming for. We grow in, like intentionally we are growing, intentionally we are farming for these watermelons, right? So usually what happens that wild watermelons are heavier than those cultivated ones because natural thing is natural always, right? So it is heavier, right? If we see forward. So sum of may weigh up to 20 kilograms. So here we are talking about watermelons. So some of them will be used, right? Some of them. We are talking about watermelons weigh up to 20 kilograms. And we have seen that watermelons, those, the natural watermelons or the wild watermelons are heavier than cultivated ones. And as a result, we are talking, or as a conclusion, we are telling that some of them may weigh up to 20 kilograms, right? So that's why option number for filler 5, we will use them, right? Them will be best fitted. It is singular, and we have watermelons in plural form, so it is not correct. That and few refers some, right? Few refers some, but in the context of, because we have to use here the like we have to objectify the things, right? We have to direct the things, so that's why them is the correct word suitable here. I hope it is clear, right? Let's move on to the next closet. So the next closet is Northeast India is a place, the brown and yellow races. So here for filling up first blank, we have to use these four options. So Northeast India is a place where the brown and yellow races then found. So, okay, first of all, we need to fill this place. Where the, why where? Because where is the adjective that is useful for referring the location or referring the place, which is also adjective, which is also used for things, not a place, right? Here we are directly referring a place. Here we are directly talking about a place, so we will use where, and where is the correct adjective here. Okay. So Northeast India is a place where the brown and yellow races are found, right? Are found. Why are? Because we are talking about plural, that's why are plural verb, right? But why not among these options? So is, was, have. So is because it is not singular, right? We are talking about plural, so that's why is not we are using. Was, again, it is past tense, also singular, so not appropriate. Have, because we are talking about present, right? Present simple, present indefinite tense, not that effective tense or present uh, perfect tense, right? So it is simple present, so we will be using that something is still there, right? It is in the continuation, right? So that's why we are using are. Okay. Now this place is home more than 250 separating ethnic groups. Okay, so this place is home. Which place? We are talking about Northeast India only, right? This place is home to more than 250 people, because here we have to form a connection. We have to define a connection that this place has the connection with more than 250 ethnic groups, right? So it should be home to. Let's see the options available here. These are the options. So it is a home to. Home to will define the proper connection or belongingness to the place, right? So to, that's why it is the answer, right? Let's move on to the next filler. So if we see that, for example, the state of Manipur, which is why Burma, Burma nowadays called as Myanmar also, right? Why Burma is home to 30 separate linguistic and ethnic groups. So if we see, for example, the state of Manipur, which is for fourth blank, which is surrounded by Burma, linked by Burma, joined by Burma, or bordered by Burma. So among these, linked and joined will directly eliminated, because linked is a kind of connection, joined is to join in something, right? They are not appropriate. Surrounded we use when the area is enclosed, right? When the area is closed with something, right? Enclosed. But to represent a geographical boundary, we use bordered, right? Like Pakistan border, India Pakistan border, like so. So that's why to represent a geographical boundary, the correct preposition or the correct word is bordered, right? So bordered will be the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next. So the next fill up is home to 30 separate linguistic and ethnic groups. So here we are talking about a kind of, not exactly, but some kind of appropriation, sorry, approximation, right? So for denoting approximation, the correct preposition is about, right? Is about. So about will be like few when we have something, right? Like few denotes at least some. Okay. Only, that means only one. So obviously we are not talking about only one. So about will be the correct. All means the whole. So about will be the correct preposition here in this context. I hope this closet is clear to you. But if not, the problem must be that your parts of speech are not clear, right? If you want a dedicated video regarding noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, because in-depth knowledge is necessary, right? For these type of fill-ups, the knowledge should be there, right? Okay. If you want the dedicated video, just comment down. I will try to shoot as soon as possible. Moving forward, so these type of questions also asked in Deloitte, and this was asked in 2024 exam. Something that has no beginning or end and exists forever is called eternal. That is our soul, right? That is our soul, eternal. Now, what is indefinite? That has no any fixed criteria, which is indefinite, right? Which is not definite, which is not certain, is called indefinite. Limitless, that has no any limits, right? And infinity means the concept of something that goes on forever. So these all are the description of these all four. It will be helpful for you. I have like written down all the things here. Okay. The next one word is a speech made without preparation is called extempore, right? Some one word you should remember or you should memorize in your head, right? These are the most important. So a speech made without preparation is called extempore. What is improvisation? Improvisation is an act, right? Is an act of like without preparation. Unprepared means lack of preparation, not completely prepared. And extempore is you have done, you have speak out, you have given your speech and you were not prepared, right? Randomly, right? So that's what extempore mean is. The next is a person sent on an official mission is called emissary, right? That person is called emissary. And delegate, that leads a group. Agent, that works on a behalf of someone another. And herald, I'm not sure, let's have a look here. A messenger or announcer, often of important news or events. Okay, so I have discussed, like I have described all these meanings so that it will be beneficiary for you. You can revise it later, don't worry. Okay, let's move on to next thing. Okay. Now here we need to change your voice, right? Active to passive and passive to active. So all these are given in active voice. Just we need to convert them passive voice. So the first is who wrote this book. So always remember that it is interrogative first of all. So whenever we are converting or we are changing the voices and we have who, the sentence is starting from whom. So we need to use by whom. It is the rule, right? By whom. So the first would be by whom, and this is the past indefinite verb or past simple verb. So past tense will be converted to uh, that uh, like by whom was this book written, right? So sorry, yeah, any simple tense will be converted to its continuous. If it is in present simple, so it will be converted to present continuous. If it is in past simple, it will be converted to past continuous, right? So here it is in past simple, so it will be converted to past continuous. That means was will come, because the subject is singular, so was will come, right? So by whom was this book written, right? So option number third will be the correct answer. And if you're lacking with rules, I have attached the rule chart here. See, here, these are the rules and these are the examples, right? So if we see the rules here, present simple will be converted to present simple or present indefinite that have does or do in its verb or s or es in its verb, right? So it will be converted to present continuous. Simple, if it is present continuous, that means is mr, so it will be converted to is mr plus being. If it is present perfect, has have, so it will be converted to has been, have been. Similarly, past indefinite or past simple, uh, if we are using interrogative or negative sentence, so we will be using did na. So but in past simple, right? If we are talking about affirmative, so second form of verb will be converted to continuous form, was or were, right? So similarly, all the rules are given here. This chart I have attached so that you can revise your concepts so easily. And there are some examples I have taken. Okay, so if we see that here, we have this. Who wrote this book? So wrote was past tense, right? Past verb. So it would be converted to past continuous. So it would be converted to was. Okay, this is how. Okay, so if we come here, prepare yourself for the match. So some rules are of kind of exceptions. So prepare yourself for the match. It is an order, right? It is an order. And for this type of sentence, for these imperative kind of sentence, the rule is simple that they will start from let and then be will be added. Let. And then after that, be will be added. So it would be let be yourself prepared for the match, right? Because it is here it is imperative or we can commandable sentence. So these sentence has the exceptional rule, right? So it will be let be yourself prepared for the match. Be prepared for the match will be the changed in this sentence particularly. If we see the options for the match, you should be prepared. It is kind of changing the like it is a command and it is a suggestion. So it is changing the mode of the sentence. So it will not be the answer. The next is you better be prepared for the match. It is kind of warning something, right? Be yourself prepared for the match. It has changed the meaning of the sentence only. Now, if there is not let, so this is also correct. Be prepared for the match. This is also a command, right? This is also a command. This is also a command. So it is not necessary that all the times you have to use let, but yes, let is recommended or let is a rule, right? So if you don't have any option related to let, but the rest sentence is same na, so be prepared for the match, so it will be the correct answer. Okay, let's move here. The next is he plays football. So it is present simple, plays singular verb, right? So it would be converted to is, am, or are. So as it is singular, so it will be converted to sorry, third form. We in active passive voice we use third form, right? So it will be is, right? Is, then after that main verb third form, right? So he plays. So this object will be converted to subject, so football. And as this is the present indefinite verb or present simple tense verb, right? So it would be converted to is. So football is then main verbs third form. This is the rule, right? Main verbs third form we have to use. So played, then at last we use y, and then subject becomes object. So him. So football is played by him. So option number 3 will be the correct answer. I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the fourth. So contaminated water causes diarrhea, right? So it is in present simple. The tense will be converted to is and then verb, main verb third form, and then okay. So diarrhea, this is object, will be converted to subject. So diarrhea is, because we have present, so diarrhea is caused, the third form of verb. Why? Contaminated water. So diarrhea is caused by contaminated water. So it will be the first option is the right option. Okay, let's move on to the next. So this is chart, you can have a look here, and then okay. Yeah, all right. So here we need to convert them into direct speech to indirect speech, right? So the first is soldier said, I must follow the instruction. So here, this is the modal verb, right? It will not be changed, right? All the rules will be failed here because it is the modal verb. So here, for modal verbs, there are some specific rules that they will not be changed. So it will be used as it is. So soldier said that this subject will be converted to according to this, right? This will be converted to, sorry, according to this. So I will be converted to he, right? According to this third person, I will be converted to he. There is a rule, guys. I think you know, and I think I have attached the chart as well. Yes, how we have to change this, that, this, did, that, did, these, did, those. So this is how. And for changing objects and subjects, I will also add one chart here, right? After this video, I will add, and I will give this PPT in my Telegram group. So do join the Telegram group. Okay. So here it will be converted to he. So soldier said that he must follow the instruction. Option number 1 will be the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to next. So the next is, the teacher said to the boy, "Did you break the chair?" So here, if we have interrogative sentence in our direct speech, so we convert said to into asked, right? This is the rule. So the teacher asked the boy, then this is past tense. It will be converted to past perfect. This is the rule, right? So the teacher asked the boy that if, because here if it is interrogative, so we use if or whether. Again, there is a rule, right? If or whether. So if he had broken the chair, why had broken the chair? Because this past tense, past simple, will be converted to past perfect. In past perfect, we use had and third form. So the teacher asked the boy if he had broken the chair. This will be the answer, right? Here I have written down that what are the other modal verbs available after, like apart from must. These are all are the verbs that will not be changed during your direct indirect speech, and this is the rule chart. Right here, see, past simple will be converted to past perfect, as we have done this in teacher asked wala sentence, right? So this is how we can convert, and I have taken some examples, etc. Right? So I think it is clear to you. So let's move on to the next questions for today. So here we need to use prepositions, right, for filling up these blanks. Some animals fill up a part of their body to save themselves from predators, right? So cast in, cast off, cast to, and cut down. So here, as this is the context of get rid of something, so cast off is the correct preposition we will use. Cast off means, cast off is used when we have to describe something, that is to remove something, to get rid of something, to diminish something, right? Cast in basically used when we are, or when someone is playing the role, right? We usually say in movies, na, cast in, right? Role play, cast in. And then cast to is changing, right? Converting in something, and cut down to reduce something. And I have written down the meanings of these as well, right? Cast in, to put something or someone into a particular role, right? Role. She was cast in the role of a villain. Cast off, to get rid of something. Cast to direct or throw something towards a particular place or person, right? The lifeline was cast to stranded sailors. Then cut down, to reduce something, the size of number, amount, or something, right? So that's what the meaning of all these. So here cast off will be the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to next. He sat on the chair for dinner. Why on? Because on is used when something is on something, in contact of that, in touch of that surface, right? Like my pen is on my hand. So it is on touch, right? Surface is touching each other. So that's why we use on. If something is above something but they are not touching, so we use over, right? Let's move on to next. The next is parajumble. So however, we all helped in the first few days. Surajpur is a rural area. Mohan was transferred to his office a few days back. So we have to basically first sum all these sentences in such a way that it will form a story, or it will form a meaningful paragraph. If we see that first, however, we all helped in the first few days. So however is something uh, that will not be the first statement of anything, right? It is something comes in middle part of the paragraph, right? So we see Surajpur is a rural area. It can be the first statement, but wait. Mohan was transferred to his office a few days back. So here Mohan is a subject. It also can be the first statement, right? In the beginning, adjusting to the city life was not easy for Mohan. That is something Bill related after we have taken this statement Mohan, right? Now Mohan enjoys the company of his colleagues. Earlier he was working in the Surajpur branch of our company. Okay, so Surajpur is introduced after Mohan. So first of all, we need to introduce Mohan, right? So here Mohan was transferred to his office a few days back. So it would be the first statement a few days back, right? So this is something that just happened. Before that, what happened? Here if we see that earlier he was working in the Surajpur branch of our company, right? So we will go into past, then it would be 6. Now we have introduced Surajpur. So here this is the complete line that is in introducing Surajpur. So Surajpur is a rural area too, right? Surajpur is a rural area. Now here if we see that in the beginning adjusting to the city life was not easy for Mohan, so it would be the next. However, we all helped in the first few days. So it would be 1. Then, then. Now Mohan enjoys the company of his colleagues. So 5. Right. So first, Mohan was transferred to his office a few days back. Earlier, he was working in Surajpur. Then we have to define Surajpur, like where it is and what type of area it is. Then in the beginning, adjusting to the city from a rural area is kind of different, difficult for Mohan, but we helped him and now it is okay. Okay, so it would be the correct sequence of sentences for making a meaningful paragraph. Now what the question is asking, which is the fifth sentence? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means first wala sentence would be the fifth statement in this paragraph. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. Although he is a famous singer, yesterday performance was too disappointing. Although he's a famous singer, but yesterday performance, what yesterday performance? Yesterday's performance, right? Yesterday's apostrophe s should come because we are talking about the performance which was happened, which was performed yesterday, right? So yesterday's performance was will be the correct answer. I hope it is clear to you, right? So I think we have done all the uh, questions. One more we have. Okay, ordering of sentences again. Here, this sentence is fixed, right? After that, we need to form the complete paragraph. So, green vegetables are good for health. Okay. Now, if you want to live a healthy life, as these vegetables are high in minerals, vitamins, and other nutrients. So it would be the first statement after this because green vegetables are good for health. We have introduced that green vegetables are good for health. But what's the reason behind it? As these vegetables are high in minerals, vitamins, and other nutrients. Right? We have done with this Q. Now we can use our option elimination technique for getting out the answer quick. If we see that which answer is starting from Q, so only one answer. But wait, don't blindly mark the answer. Let's check it now. So green vegetables are good for health as these vegetables are high in minerals, vitamins, and other nutrients. If you want to live a healthy life, you must include green vegetables in your diet. Prefer seasonal vegetables over preserved non-seasonal vegetables. Yeah, it is all okay, right? There is no any problem with this. So QPSR will be the correct sequence of lines to make a meaningful paragraph. I think it is clear to you. And I hope this session was helpful for you. If it is, please do subscribe the channel. And if you have any kind of doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And so first of all, we will be solving the reading comprehension. And I have taken the reading comprehension from 2020. It is from 2022, right? So it was asked in slot 2 exam in the month of August, I guess, right? So it this was the paragraph asked, and then we have taken some questions as well. So we will be solving, and I would highly recommend you to pause the video and start solving the questions. And when you once you are done, then Make sure to check all your questions and mark your questions and let me know in the comment section how many questions you have did correctly, right? So let's solve this reading comprehension, as this is kind of short paragraph only, so we can take easy, so we can read it easily, right? And we will first skim and scan the passage and then we will try to figure out all the questions and answers, right? So dolphins are regarded as the friendliest creatures in the sea, and stories of them helping drowning sailors have been common since Roman times. The more we learn about dolphins, the more we realize that their society is more complex than people previously imagined. They look after other dolphins when they are ill, care for pregnant mothers, and protect the weakest in the community as we do. Some scientists have suggested that dolphins have a language, but it is much more probable that they communicate with each other without needing words. Could any of these mammals be more intelligent than men? Certainly, the most common argument in favor of men's superiority over them, that we can kill them more easily than they can kill us, is the least satisfactory. On the contrary, the more we discover about these remarkable creatures, the less we appear superior when we destroy them. So this is the paragraph. It is about the dolphins and what is their nature, right? It is kind of companionship, helping type of nature, right? So the paragraph is talking about this, and now we will be figuring out the questions and then we will finalize the answers according to the options available. It is clear from the passage that dolphins don't want to be with us as much as we want to be with them. See, we haven't discussed about anything that we want this thing and dolphin wants this thing in that paragraph. So it is not relatable, right? The next is, are proven to be less intelligent than once thought. No, dolphins are more intelligent. In the paragraph, it is clearly written that dolphins are literally so intelligent. So it is the opposite according to the passage. Then the next is, have a reputation for being friendly to humans. Yes, it is the answer. Have a reputation for being friendly to humans, because in this paragraph, it is clearly written that they help each others, they take care of each other, they care for pregnant mothers and protect for the weakest community, and they are best in companionship, right? So their nature is kind of friendly like human. So option number C will be the correct answer for this question, right? Let's move further. So two questions are more from this passage. The fact that the writer of the passage thinks that we can kill dolphins more easily than they kill us is, like, what the fact is talking about, what is the actual meaning of that factor, that we think that uh, the dolphins can kill us more easily than they kill us, right? So means that they are better adapted to their environment than we are. See, their adaptability and something is not related to that quote, right? Shows that dolphins have very sophisticated form of communication. No. Proves that dolphins are not the most intelligent species at sea, and does not mean that we are superior to them. See, the quote that is written over here, I guess, yeah, favor of men's superiority over them, we can kill them more easily than they kill us. So this line, this quote is not mean that we are superior to them, right? It is okay that we can easily kill them, but that's not mean that we are superior to them, because they have certain qualities, right? And they have some different traits. And actually, dolphins are much better than humans according to that passage. So that line does not mean that we are superior to those dolphins, right? Let's move on to the next question. One can infer from the reading that dolphins are quite abundant in some areas of the world. No, we are not talking about the world and their abundancy in the world, etc., right? Dolphins have skills that no other living creatures have, such as the ability to think. We have talked about their skills, their nature, etc., but I guess we haven't talked about their ability to think, etc. Anything that is related to brain, we haven't talked about in that passage. It is not usual for dolphins to communicate with each other. See, there is a line related to that communication that scientists inferred that they have some language, right? And through which they communicate. But this is not in the form of words. But that's not the actual meaning of that passage, right? We have just a line that probably there is certain language for dolphins that they only can understand, right? The next option is dolphins have some social traits that are similar to those of humans. So in 90% of the paragraph, we are talking about the traits, we are talking about the nature of the dolphin, that it is kind of, and it is more likely to humans, like as companionship, friendliness, their behavior, their helping nature, their caring nature, etc. So it is much similar to humans. So that is what the meaning of that paragraph. So option number D will be the right answer according to our passage. I hope it is clear to you now. For reading comprehension, I will make a one shot video. In that, I will be taking all the rules that are important, all the tips and tricks to solve those reading comprehension so easily and correctly and quickly, right? And I will be taking three passages. One will be of kind of short length, then will be of next will be of medium length, and the next will be of the large paragraph, right? So it is something of short length paragraph only, but in that one short video, I will be making a kind of 1 hour or 1 hour plus video. I will be making very soon, right? If you want, let me know in the comment section, and we will live with that video, right? So in that, I will be talking about that. Till then, what you can do is you can watch the one shot video of reading comprehension that I have discussed in Infosys playlist, right? See, the pattern of TCS is quite difficult. Yes, it is true. It is kind of harsh truth that yes, the difficulty level of TCS is difficult. So according to the TCS pattern, I will be making that video, that reading comprehension video. Tricks will be same, but the passage, but the whole phenomena will be kind of quite more advantageous, right? Because I will be having more information. But of course, that Infosys part video will going to be definitely helpful for you, right? Let's move on to the next question now. All right. So here find out which part of the sentence below has an error and mark the options accordingly. Kash crouched towards directly in front of the cabinet, his face only inches away from the glass. So see, the error here lies in that part. Crouched towards. Crouched towards is not grammatically correct. It is not some combination of words that is appropriate, right? It should be crouched down, right? It should be crouched down. That is kind of, we can say, phrasal verb of something, or the combination of word that is suited here. Akash crouched down directly in front of the cabinet in his, and his face were only inches away from the glass. Like आकाश गिर गया एंड उसका फेस जो था बस थोड़ा सा ही दूर था ग्लास लगने से, राइट? सो दैट्स व्हाट द मीनिंग इज. So crouch towards is not appropriate here. Crouch down will be correct. So option number A will be the answer, that this part contains an error. Moving next, and here a particular sentence is divided into multiple parts, and we have to tell in which part the error lies, right? So I could not put up in a hotel because the boarding and lodging charges were exorbitant. So if you don't know the meaning of exorbitant, so it is expensive, right? It is expensive, like costly, right? So I could not put up in a hotel. Pause the video and guess the answer. I hope you are guessing right, that yes, error lies in this part, in a hotel, right? As hotel is a particular location, so we will be using at a hotel. I could not put up at a hotel will be the correct answer, not in, because hotel is something more specific, a specific location, and for referring or for referencing a location, we use at. Moving next. So here, this is the complete fill up blank, right? And this is kind of favorite part of TCS. They used to uh, pick one example or one fill up kind of a story, and there will be 5 to 6 blanks, or can be 10 blanks. You have to fill all the blanks, right? So this is what I would say not escapable topic. And also it is the favorite part of one more company is there, Deloitte. That is the favorite part of Deloitte too. Right. Once upon a time, there a man called Democles. So according to this, according to this line, we are very sure that we are talking about past. So if we are talking about past, so the verb we will be using will be of past form, right? So for the first blank, these four are the options available, right? For only one verb, uh, all the verbs are here available in multiple forms like present form and ing form and third form, second form, etc. Right? So for a particular verb, all the forms are given and accordingly we need to fill. So as we are talking about past, so we are pretty sure that we will be using the past form verb. So here the verb is lived. So the past form of verb is lived. So once upon a time there lived a man. There lived a man. So option number C for blank one. Man called Democles, right? A friend of his eventually becoming has become. Again, the ruler of a city. Okay, all right. So again, as we are talking about past, so we will, sorry, my tongue is slipping. We will be using the, I would say we will be using the parallelism, right? Because we are talking about past. Previously, we have used the past form of verb. So here again, we will be using the past form of verb, and this is called parallelism. Parallel, parallelism. All right. So became will be the second option, and for blank two. Okay. Moving forward, Democles thought, "How lucky my friend." So the options available are is, was, it, were. So now you might be thinking that it should be was, right? Because we are talking about past and we have to use parallelism. But no, guys, you are wrong here. Was is not the correct answer, is correct. Now let me tell you why. See, whenever we are talking about luck, we are talking about some standardization, we are talking about destiny, some natural aspects. We will not use the past form of verb for referring like he must be lucky, he was lucky, he was lucky. No, it should be how lucky he is or how lucky I am, right? We have to live in present at that moment when we are talking about some standardization, we are talking about some natural aspects, right? So that's why is will be the correct answer, right? So I hope it would be helpful for you. Now, he, fourth blank is there, now a ruler. So now we are talking about present only. He is now a ruler, right? So blank four, he is now a ruler. He is ruling right now, right? Now he must a great time. So he must, right? Blank five, he must be has a great time, be having a great time, had or have, right? So this is something that is happening right now, happening in current, right? Happening in present. So for something that is happening right now, we will be using ing form. So we will be using he must be having, right? He must be having great time. Now moving forward, he fine clothes. So for the sixth blank, we have options available. Should be having, will have, can have, must be having. So as we are talking about his friend rulership, right? He must be having great time. He must be having fine clothes, or he must have fine clothes, lots of money, and a number of servants. So for six blanks, we will be using must be having. He must be having fine clothes, अच्छे कपड़े, अच्छा पैसा, and नौकर चाकर, etc. Right? Moving forward, I wish I, then the seventh blank, his luck. I wish I, his luck. So options available are I had, has, have, or must have. See, here we are talking about kind of possession, to have something, possession, right? We are talking about possession. So I wish I could had his luck, right? I could, or sorry, I wish I had his luck, because here I'm uh, we can say I'm imaging, I'm wishing for that thing, right? It is not an actual, I'm just wishing for it, I'm just having a hope for it, right? So I will be using the accordingly, so it would be the correct answer. I wish I had his luck. Now moving forward, the next is he to visit his friend to enjoy his hospitality, right? He, then eighth option, for eighth blank, the options available are decide, deciding, decided. So again, for decide verb, we have different verb form available in ing form, in present form, in past form, and in future form, right? So according to the statement, what it is saying, he to visit his friend to enjoy his hospitality, so he decided to visit his friend to enjoy his hospitality, right? Because we are talking about past, so he decided to visit his friend for his hospitality. When he the palace, right? Like when the man like went to the palace or something, we will be seeing accordingly. The options available are when he reached palace, reach palace, arrive, or reaching, right? So reach, for reach, the different forms of verb are available. So again, when he reached palace, right? Because we are talking about past, and in the sense of parallelism, we will be using the second form only. When he reached the palace, the king himself. Now, option 10 for blank 10, what are the options available? The king himself receive, received, receiving. Again, receive is the main word, and the different form of verb are available. So, the king received himself, right? We are talking about past, and all the senses are in parallelism, right? So, the king received himself and welcomed him with respect and affection. Democles then told the king that he was indeed a lucky man. So that's how we can solve this fill in the type of questions. So parallelism plays an important role in solving this type of fill-ups, right? Moving next, again, there is the sentence, and we need to find out where the error is and what's the error, right? She has not completed her course, isn't she? See, the error lies here, isn't she? We are talking about has and have form, right? We are talking about present perfect, right? So we will be using here has she, right? We are asking that she has not completed her course. Has she? Has she? Like we are asking. In general, we are asking has she? क्या उसने कर लिया है? Right? So that's why we will be using has she. So the error here lies in isn't in part. The next question, find out which part of the sentence below has an error and mark the option accordingly. Okay. A moment after the pregnant lady came out of the hospital ward holding a baby boy in her arms. Sorry. See, I can see everything is fine here, but the error is a moment after the pregnancy, a moment later, right? We are talking about after some time. A moment later, the pregnant lady came out of the hospital ward holding a baby boy in her arms. So a moment later will be the correct replacement or will be kind of a correct improvement for this error. So the error lies in first part. All right, let's move on to the next question. In the following question, one part sentence may have an error. Find out which part of the sentence has an error. Okay. Priya quickly explained that in her world of symbols, feelings does not mean anything. So guys, see, it is quite tricky and kind of something. Everything is looking like fine, but here the error is in this part, right? We are talking about past, right? We are talking in past. Priya quickly explained. We are using the second form of verb, past form of verb. So we have to use the correct verb form here again, right? Feelings did not, no. It would not be did not, but the thing is, we have feelings. That means plural form. So does not will not be correct. Do not will be correct, right? Do not will be correct. So here the error is in this part. Does not mean anything. It should be do not mean anything. All right, moving forward. The next question is again fill-ups. So challenges must be fill up to realize that to realize the next fill-up of a greater regional economic integration, right? Now, most of the times, what you people do is you just find out the first blank and then you put up that option blindly. Even you don't check for the next option or the next blank that it is well fitted here or not. And most of the times, you people do mistake in that, right? So you need to check for both of the fill-ups that both of the fill-ups are fulfilling the needs of the sentence, are well for this fill up, right? So you need to check for both of the words that whatever you are fitting in, whatever you are trying to fitting in, whether it is fulfilling the concept, right? Now, challenges must be. So let's put option number A. Challenges must be overcome to realize the potential of a greater regional economic integration. So it is okay, right? And answer is this only. But how I'm finding, like, challenges must be overcome. Overcome means we need to face challenges. The meaning of that is we need to face challenges so that we can identify the potential of greater regional economic integrations, right? So everyone should face the challenges rather than escaping them, right? So according to the concept of this sentence, the both of the words are appropriate here. That's why this will be the answer, right? Let's move on to the next question. The next question is he has got a sharp, then Philip, he might just get into trouble if he is not in careful. All right. So we usually know, and in our siblings, we usually say that तुम्हारी जुबान बहुत चलती है, right? Usually in Hindi, like we say, तुम्हारी जुबान बहुत चलती है, तुम्हारी जुबान बहुत लंबी है. Usually, and like according to the blanks, mouth, no, mouth is not making any sense. Like he's got a sharp mouth. No, right? Intellect. So intellect, if someone has sharp intellect, is never going to be in trouble, right? Vision. Again, if you have a good vision, why you will be in trouble? Again, if you have a good brain, why you will be in trouble, right? So, but if you have a sharp tongue, that is something you should, because tongue should be sweet, right? So uh, it would be the correct answer that if you don't have sweet tongue or if you have a sharp tongue and you are not careful about it, right? Having a sharp tongue is completely okay because sometimes we need it. But the thing is, you have to be careful that whatever you are talking can make a big impact on your life, right? So that's why tongue is the correct answer. Moving next, identify the antonym of the given word. The word is procrastinate. So we used to procrastinate. What is the meaning of procrastinate? That we know that we have to do this particular task, but still we are delaying that task. That abhi karunga, just wait for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I will do it, and just we are delaying the task. We are just postponing that task, right? So that is was the meaning of procrastinate. So the antonym of procrastinate will be expedite. The antonym of expedite means to do something instantly, right? To like in hurry, just jaldi se kar do. That's what's the meaning of expedite. And exclude is not having something, not including something. Propagate is to plant a new tree from the parent, right? This is something called propagate. And experiment, we you all know, like doing practical, doing experiment, it is all clear, all set, right? So the answer is expedite here. Moving next, and I think that would be the last, or no, we have some more questions. All right. Find the gerund from the sentence. She found solace in painting, allowing her to express emotions in vibrant colors. So, what is gerund? First of all, let's understand what is gerund. Gerund is something we have verb plus ing, right? This is the we can say verbing. I write verbing, verb plus ing actually, right? This is the kind of identification of finding the gerund, right? So verb plus ing, and this word, that particular word will be functioning as a noun, but not a verb. For example, walking is good, right? Walking is good. So here it is working as a noun. It is working as a noun, not as a verb, right? But we have verb plus ing. So that is what gerund is. So here she found solace in painting. So it is not something painting that she is doing painting. No, no, no. It is not verb. It is a noun, and we have like noun plus ing, or we can say verb plus ing, but it is working as a noun right here. That is not painting, that is she is doing in present in continuous sentence, like that she is doing painting, and she has a hobby which is called painting, or painting is her hobby. So both are different. So here in one, painting is working as noun, and in other, painting is working as verb. So wherever we have verb plus ing, and this word is working as a noun, so that is what gerund is. So here painting will be the correct answer.